Hey everyone, Andrea Proeber here with Great Expectations Realty. Today I'm going to answer the question about why realtors always refuse to answer the question on whether or not a neighborhood is good or not. Before we get into that, I definitely want to remind you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and go ahead and tap that bell so you'll be notified when I have some other great videos coming out. Also wanted to remind you that I am a realtor that does YouTube videos, not a YouTuber that plays at real estate. So I definitely would love to hear about anybody that is thinking about buying or selling a home here in the Central Florida area. If you're outside of the Central Florida area, I can still help you out. I have a lot of realtor friends to refer you to. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So that is probably one of the number one complaints that I get from people is, they just want to know if a neighborhood is like really safe and if they're going to be okay, or if it's just, a really crime-ridden area or something like that. So they ask the question, and it's always the same, is that in a good neighborhood? And every single time a realtor is going to go, whoo, well, no, I'm not answering that question. Or maybe they'll skate around it. I don't tend to skate around much of anything. So the reason behind that is because first, it's a very subjective question. I mean, really, your idea of good may not be my idea of good. Somebody may be looking at some pair of shoes and they're like, wow, those shoes are only $500. What a great deal. I would never pay $500 for a pair of shoes. So it really just depends on where you're at in the spectrum. So again, my good may not be everybody's good as far as neighborhood. The other reason is because it's against the law. Yeah, like straight out illegal to answer that question. The reason behind that, it's actually not even a state law. It's like federal law. So the reason behind it, the same as any other laws that are out there that are created, is because a few too many somebodies were doing some unethical practices, and it got so bad that they had to actually create a law for it. That's normally how laws come about. Somebody or a group of people or a bunch of people or whatever did something where everybody's like, that is just wrong. That's what happens when we get a law. It takes time. Now we have this law. Okay, so what were people doing? You guys probably not in real estate are not familiar with words like redlining or blockbusting or some of the other crazy stuff that has happened in the real estate world over the last century or so. But basically, because of some rather elitist attitudes by some people, we're basically not allowed to say whether a neighborhood is good or bad anymore. Now, let me ask you, and I thought about this a lot because I have to be careful how I even explain it, but I'm going to ask you to picture in your mind, just go ahead and close your eyes, picture in your mind what you consider a bad neighborhood. Go ahead and picture it in your mind. I'll wait. Okay, you got it in your mind? You've got a neighborhood you definitely do not want to live in. You got it in your mind? What race and culture or social standing or whatever are the people in your mind's eye right now? Yeah. Do they look like you and your family? Probably not. So many of you people are like, Andrea, I am not a racist. I just want to know if the area has a lot of crime. I want to know that my family is safe. I couldn't care less about the color of people's skin or what language they're speaking. I don't care about all that. I actually enjoy hearing people from other areas and stuff. Okay, well, great. So if it's just about the crime, I can actually answer that question. It's not necessarily that I can't answer, it's the question you're asking. So what do I do with that? I can actually help you with that. We live in a big little town. Okay, I'm serious. Like, everybody knows everybody's business. In fact, I know a few of you that live around here go on to Mugshots Ocala to look and check and see if your friends and family are on there, because it's like a pastime around here. It really is. It's kind of embarrassing. So so that means that, essentially the information is public record. It's free for all. Florida is very big on public information. It's very, very easy to find out about, the sex offender database. And I mean, everything is free for everybody to find out. We are in your business kind of state. Okay. So this is all information that you can easily attain, like easily attain. In fact, you could do a search on YouTube for our sheriff. His name is, the sheriff of Marion County is Billy Woods. And he has a YouTube channel. He hasn't been doing the Wanted by Woods on Wednesdays, which I absolutely love those videos. I think he's just absolutely the best. He hasn't been doing those, but they have been doing a lot of other videos and stuff, just talking about issues in Marion County, and different changes and just all sorts of stuff. So they very, very much use social media to keep you informed. Okay. There's also a crime mapping system, both in Marion County and also in Ocala, in the city of Ocala. And what it does is every time somebody reports a crime, they actually map it. So you can actually check on that map and see exactly what crimes have been committed, not the details of the, victims or the perpetrators or anything like that, but you can see if there's a lot of crimes in a certain area, which is great. Now, you would think that, oh, well, this is a really expensive neighborhood, and so there's not going to be any crime reported here. Yeah, right? Okay, domestic abuse spans every neighborhood. I'm sorry, but it is literally, it doesn't matter if you're, multimillionaire, billionaire, or, you're living barely, paycheck to paycheck. It does not matter. And that is an assault. So that would be a violent crime. So violent crimes can literally be absolutely anywhere. It does not matter where you're from or where your neighbors are from or what language they speak or what's going on. It literally happens everywhere. And when it gets reported, it goes right on that map. So there's never going to be a neighborhood that's completely and totally clear of any and all crime. Also, maybe you're in a, really expensive neighborhood and, there's a few issues or whatever, but well, what if somebody from another area comes over and decides to go down every single driveway at 1 o'clock in the morning and rifle through people's cars? Does that mean it's no longer a safe neighborhood? Yeah, it's not like, criminals stay in one little subdivision. They go out. So, yeah, just look at the maps and decide for yourselves. I would also recommend anytime that you're considering a neighborhood, don't just go there in the middle of the day. Go there at night. Check and see if it's like loud, if there's, if it's like crazy, there's kids all over the place that have absolutely no supervision. Just check and see if it's a neighborhood you want to live in. Don't just go there, on a Tuesday at noon or something. Go there after hours and go there on the weekend and just kind of, get a feel for the place. Maybe talk to some of the neighbors. Ask them how they like the neighborhood. That's completely fine. Take it with a grain of salt. Sometimes the neighbors wanted to buy the house themselves and will, a little bit give you some information about not quite right. Sometimes it's like a little too much information. So go ahead and do your due diligence. Check with your realtor and find out about the crime mapping. Do a couple of searches. Find out about, the sexual offenders in the area. Just whatever you feel that you need to do for your safety, go at you. Anyway, hopefully that answers your question about the question. And if you do need any help with any of this down the road, just let me know. I'm here to help. Thanks. Bye.